Welcome to MAX 2019.
Hey guys, welcome to the 529 YouTube channel. This is actually the first video that is not a podcast, and we hope to make more videos like this in the future. We are currently at Adobe MAX.
Yeah, if you've been following our stories on Instagram, you've seen that we're on a road trip with TK North and Jam Tuna.
Yep.
And that was leading up to Adobe MAX, and we've just finished MAX.
We just finished a very intense 3 days, but very inspiring 3 days. What is Adobe MAX? Tell us. Tell us, Ben.
It's the world's biggest creative conference. There's over 16,000 people.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy when you see everyone inside the hall.
16,000 from 68 countries. Super inspiring. So there's not only like big keynotes where they update us with the latest Adobe updates and releases, but there's also inspiring speakers as well.
You get to pick your sessions, and like there's different types of classes. So there's everyone from photographers to illustrators to like motion design.
So yeah, it's basically tailored to all the creators out there, and there's so many people here. We have been invited by Adobe as Adobe Insiders. So we were part of a select group of about 100 people.
They know that not everyone in the world can come, so they're bringing us in to kind of share what the experience is like.
Should we start by like going through it day by day? Even before day one started, we started with the Insider Summit, which is
like a pre-conference kind of thing.
A pre-max with all the other insiders, so we just could get to know them and get to meet all the other creative and talented people that they've invited from all around the world. I was fortunate enough to be able to speak in a panel about collaboration. There were a bunch of activities that day where we just get to mingle and collaborate with other insiders too. The next day was day one of Adobe MAX, which is started off with a really big conference with 16,000 people inside the hall.
Yeah, it's like the general conference where everyone is.
And in that conference, they just talked about all the product releases for sort of the main Adobe products.
Because I think every time there's like Adobe MAX, they also release all the updates for all the apps. A lot of them anyway.
Yeah.
And so they roll them all out, and then they kind of just like explain a few of them and the biggest kind of key ones.
Yep. So what was your favorite update from that first keynote?
Tracking, I think. You can track a lot faster. So there was a boat. It's like a drone footage of like going past the boat.
Yeah.
And he wants to delete the name of the boat.
Yes.
Yeah, so you track it like a few seconds.
Yeah, and also there's that new auto reframe feature, which is really cool.
They mentioned it last year in MAX, and it took them about a year to develop.
That was a sneak last year.
Yeah. And now it's a real thing. So
we'll
talk about sneaks after.
So basically auto reframe is because we're posting so much on different social media channels. There's going to be landscape, there's going to be portrait orientation.
And then Sensei, Adobe, like their AI will
Adobe Sensei.
That guy.
Adobe Sensei.
So that will like pick the subject and track it automatically for you.
So it saves you so much time. You don't have to like keep moving your keyframes around when you're editing your video. I think for me, my favorite update was probably the Photoshop one. The new select subject tool and also the remove background tool. It's like one click and like the subject selected, and it's like
you don't have a job anymore.
All you have to do is just like drag a box around it, and then it selects what they think the subject is, which is insane.
Adobe Sensei to figure out. So even if there's a whole bunch of zucchinis or whatever, if you circle one zucchini, it'll just pick that one zucchini.
Exactly. So that was super cool. And then there's also that new zoom to layer feature. If you've got like a Photoshop file with so many layers and you haven't renamed them and you get really confused, you can like click on it and then you use the zoom to layer feature, and it zooms right into the part that layer is on.
They released a new app, Photoshop.
Photoshop Camera. It's basically Photoshop but live on your camera. So it's like a camera app that's like enhanced in a way.
Yeah, they have like filters and stuff. I think you can create them, but there's one where they turned a day photo
into.
Well, they took a photo of a city.
Yep.
They turned it to a night photo with pretty much a click of a button.
Yep.
And then it cuts out the buildings and then adds like moon and
stars. And you can do it live too, like in the screen, not just post-processing. But there's lots of different other things that you can do, like
it's beta now, so we'll
it's coming out soon.
Day two
is another keynote in the morning with more creative speakers and celebrities that come and talk.
You usually have some pretty big ones.
So this year we've got Chantal Martin, who's an artist, and she draws on everything.
She live performs, draws like
super
live
cool drawings,
artist.
Line drawings, just black and white.
Yeah.
Then there was David LaChapelle, a photographer, very established in the industry. He shot the Astroworld album cover.
He shot Tupac as well.
Shot Tupac,
cool. But he's very long, illustrious career.
Yep, and then there was Takashi Murakami.
He's my favorite.
And Billie Eilish. That was super crazy.
Like Takashi's done Graduation.
Oh, great! Kanye West.
And he's done a lot of things. He's they call him the king of collaboration because he's worked with so many massive kind of. He collabed with Billie Eilish.
Yeah, for her music video.
Yeah.
That was a fun interview. Just funny. They're
Actually,
just, like,
I think
people.
you can watch the interview.
Yeah, I think it's up on YouTube, but we'll link it in the description below.
This way.
But yeah, Billie Eilish is like 17 years old.
It's kind of crazy.
And she's like so successful and super inspiring to see.
I got to meet them all.
Yeah,
so I should have a photo.
Yeah,
I think.
I should have a photo.
Yeah, I'll get the photo because I didn't take the photo. They had a staff photographer. But,
how was shaking hands with them and talking with them?
Yeah, I shook all their hands. So
I shook all their hands.
Yeah.
After Billie Eilish and Takashi Murakami, there was M. Night Shyamalan, who's a really talented director, movie director. Split. Sixth Sense, yeah. And then Dave Grohl, who's a singer from Foo Fighters and a drummer for Nirvana back in the day.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Yeah.
Don't need to describe.
Yeah, everyone should know Dave Grohl. Then after that, we went to a session with Piximperfect.
Yeah.
We've been following him on YouTube for a while.
You should check his tutorials out.
Yeah, he's really good at Photoshop.
Mostly Photoshop, right?
He like knows everything about the program.
Yeah.
But it's crazy. Like he knows every single.
He
like
explains it so that you can't mess it up.
Yeah.
And it has a really calming kind of presence.
Yeah, for sure. He's got a good explaining voice. Yeah. But yeah, right after that, there was Adobe Sneaks.
Yep.
That was super cool.
That's always a highlight of Max.
Yeah, because it's like always paired with like a comedian, which is John Mulaney.
Yeah, like there's a host.
Funny.
There's a host, and they
Paul Tranny and John Mulaney. Yeah.
They run through all the things that they're working on. Mm-hmm. So it might come out next year, it might not, but they're usually pretty kind of out there. Yeah, there's a lot of audio things that help our podcast.
So I think a few memorable ones would be like it's sort of like the Magic Wand tool, but for audio. So you can select every single or R on a video or on an audio.
Sounds, it doesn't have to be and ahs. It can be like car beeps or like whatever it is.
In the background. And you can just select them all in one click and then delete them. So that when you're working in audio and we say ums and ahs a lot.
Everyone ums and ahs. We spend like 4 hours per episode saying ums and ahs, so this hopefully will save us a lot of time.
Yeah, if it comes out. Hopefully it comes out. What else was there? There was like one...
They give us beers.
They give us beers.
It's a pretty fun event because like things break when they try and show it. So like we're encouraged to kind of clap.
Yeah. There was one where you can literally draw a shape of a bird. And then you can find a picture.
A few like bird images. And textures
then it can make you a new bird with a. Yeah, it's crazy.
Did you film it?
I did. I got some film. But yeah, it's super cool technology. Like Adobe Sensei seems like getting smarter every year.
Yeah.
Right after Sneaks was Adobe Bash, which is like the big party at the end of the event.
Yeah.
So it's at the Staples Center, which is right next to the hotel and the convention center, and it was crazy.
They hired out the whole thing, so you could go to every single food store inside.
Yeah, it's like you're going to an NBA game, but all the food is free.
Yeah.
It was super fun. We got to meet some people that's been following us for a while, as well, and podcast listeners too. Tom and
Santos.
Always good to meet people along the way. If you see us on the street or something, say hello. And when we walked around, we found more friends, and we just group got bigger and bigger and bigger.
Like a snowball. And
Yeah. We'll share the group photo here as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, and now it's day 3. I guess just to recap, like Max is just a super inspiring time. Like right after Max, we go back and we feel so refreshed and inspired to just keep creating and do more. And
it's cool to see like your fellow creatives who are like doing innovative things, and like you can learn from what they're doing and like how they're marketing themselves or how they're thinking about their brand, that kind of stuff.
And what they want to do in the future, because then like it inspires us to keep going as well and keep producing. And
we'll be talking to some of these creatives. We're gonna pull some creatives aside and ask them what their kind of take on Max was, and hopefully there's some cool ones.
They're all cool. So right now we're going to go out and go to the community pavilion, and we're going to chat to some of our friends. We're just going to ask them 3 simple questions, and you guys can see the answers and check out all their work. Yeah. Right, let's do it. Let's go. Bye.
Go do the YouTube
thing. Oh, hello.
Hi. Hello.
Okay, let's do it.
What was your favorite part of Max?
My favorite part of Max is always the sessions, because by the time Max comes around, I feel like I'm really exhausted from the year of work, and absorbing someone else's career and passions really like invigorates me.
Awesome.
Probably the bash. I don't know, the party is so much fun, and it's just like a nice way to like reflect on the whole experience, and it was great. Yeah.
probably when we got to break out into little groups and we designed a logo for a local coffee company using Photoshop for iPad.
It's when all the creatives kind of get together, you know. This year there's a big group of insiders, and it's kind of pretty awesome that all those people are together in one room and get to chat to people and just the creativity and all in one space.
Getting to meet all the other insiders.
Meeting all the awesome, talented people from different industries.
I like how they brought together all the big creative heavyweights from around the world.
Meeting up with the other creative around the world. Because most of the time we work behind the screen, and it's always nice to just meet them, exchange ideas, and it gives us a chance to collaborate with them in the future.
Awesome. I feel like it's probably already said, but just hanging out with all of the creatives and just like getting together with everyone.
What's one piece of advice or tip you will take away from any of the keynote or sessions?
So one piece of advice that I will definitely take away from the keynotes is from Chantel when she said, know who you are. So really think about just overall who you are and how that affects your brand. I think this year I've been doing a lot of commercial work, and so hearing about people's personal projects that then get fed back into their career means to me that I need to be doing more of that. Like I need to make time for play and for like personal projects that really resonate with me so that my commercial work then reflects that personal work.
Awesome.
I feel like I was really reminded that creativity is endless and the possibilities are just infinite. And so, I mean, I think since I've been blogging for so long, it's been easy to like get caught up in like just this world that I'm in. But yeah, I've been really inspired by this whole Adobe MAX.
I found that all the speakers kind of came to the same conclusion, which is just like to be yourself and produce work which is authentic to you.
It all kind of came back to people being themselves and being you and being individual and kind of embracing that and going with that. I think that's pretty important.
Be authentically yourself.
Just to be yourself.
Creating for myself rather than for what I think other people want to see.
Oh, I learned about Adobe Capture,
Okay.
which is so fascinating because I can just like take any color palette from around the world. It's so cool.
Keep going, do not stop. Stop when you find out what you really want to do. Until then, keep discovering.
How important it is to travel and like get away from your usual surroundings. Even though I'm gonna miss my family, my friends, I will still grow as a creative person, so I'm really excited about that. It was nice to hear that other people have done the same thing.
In one word, what inspires you?
I get inspired by creativity.
Life.
Collaboration.
Freedom, happiness.
People.
Curiosity.
Experiences.
80s music videos.
Culture. You can never forget that one.
Authenticity.
Everything.
Okay. Everything. Good answer.